Okay, let's get started modelling this 3D printed and laser engraved coffee coaster. Now the first thing you want to do here is to create a new design, and we're going to save this here. We're going to call it demo and save. Rightio then. We're going to click, first of all, because this is an assembly, we need to click on the parent file up the top and create a new component. We're going to call this one base and click OK. We're going to create a new sketch and we're going to click the ground plane. And we're going to want an half rectangle. We're going to use a center rectangle here, snap to the center and drag out. Our model is going to be a physical size, I believe it's 110 by 110. Enter. And fit that on the drawing. We're going to do an offset plane here, or an offset chain, sorry, and bring that in. And that's going to be -6.5. We can now finish sketch and we can extrude that, E for extrude. And we're going to pick both of them and we're going to go down negative, I believe -3.25. And click OK. We need to activate that sketch that we did, so let's expand those and activate that and press E for extrude and pick that middle one and drag it down here. -1.5. So we can turn that sketch off now and de-expand those columns there. We need to put a fillet on the outside edges. So zoom in. Sometimes it's easier if you zoom in to pick up your edges. I know SolidWorks, you used to be able to click one edge and it would chain around, but Fusion doesn't seem to do that, or I haven't sorted it out. We want a 6mm fillet on the outside. We're going to fillet that 3mm on the inside. So 1, 2. If this doesn't work for you also, sometimes make sure that you hold the command key on a Mac or the control key on a PC. I'm doing this without holding any keys down at the moment, so 3mm on there. Alrighty, so what we can do now, we need to put in our holes. That will be our locating dowel pins that will also 3D print, so new sketch. Click that top face there, C for circle, and try not to snap it to any geometry or anything like that. And this will be 4mm, and it's going to be 4.5 in from the edge, and 4.5mm from the edge on the way down as well. Okay, 4.5, and we can finish that sketch and extrude that now and blow it down. So we want an extrude cut to -2.5. Okay, so we're going to do a rectangular pattern now, and this will be a feature, and we pick that extrusion in the timeline. Then we pick the side edge here and we drag down. It's going to be just 2 at 101. And we want to go the other direction as well, and that will be 2 at -101. Oopsie daisy. Got an 8 in there. 101. Click OK, and we should have our 4 holes in there now. Okay, so we're going to flick around to the bottom now, and we're going to put the little feet on. So new sketch, C for circle, and let's just put a little circle on here. This will be 10mm diameter and 10mm from the edge as well, and 10mm up from here. E for extrude, and that will be 3mm as well, and it will be a join. So we can have a look now. We've got 1 foot on there. Okay, so let's come back around here and let's do a rectangular pattern again. And always easier to do a rectangular pattern using the feature rather than doing it in the sketch. That's the way I was taught by my good buddy Kevin Alexson, and as it creates a Boolean operation, I believe. Okay, and this will be actually 90. So 90 and here, and the top one as well. So this one here will also be 90, not 85. And there we have it. There's our feet on there, and we can come back over now. So let's apply a physical material appearance to this now, and we want to type in yellow plastic, glossy plastic yellow, and we can just drop that on there and click save. Right, so let's do the plywood base. So once again, right click up the top, new component. We're going to call this one 3mm plywood. We're going to create a sketch. We're going to click that face there, zoom out, R for rectangle, center rectangle, drag out. This will be 95 by 95. Okay, so we can extrude that now, and that will be extruded up in a positive direction, 3mm. Let's put some fillets on those now. These will be 3mm fillets on the corners of the timber. Remember to zoom in if you can't see it or can't find it. And over here, and that's going to be 3. Back to our ISO view. Alrighty, so let's put a physical material on that now, and let's just type in here, we're going to call this, I believe it's ash semi-gloss. Hit a search, there it is there, we can drag and drop it straight on the timber. Okay, let's put our little icon on there now, our decal, and insert it from your computer. Pick that top face there. I'm going to rotate mine around so it goes with the grain. May have to pop in on a top view here just so we can get it roughly in the center where we want it and to the size we want it as well. Not too big because we've got the outer lid to go on. It's going to look something like that. Okay, so now we hit save. Let's start on the lid. So once again, new component, and this will be lid. And we're going to pick a new sketch. We're going to pick that top face there, and pretty much while I've got that highlighted like that, I'm going to go extrude, and I'm going to extrude that up 1.5. Alright, there we have it, and that should be level with the top of our ply now if we just check it. Yep, it certainly is. Alright, so now we're going to create a sketch again and pick that top face. And this time now we're going to do a project include. So create, project include, we want project. I want to capture those images there and click OK. Now I want an offset from that one there and drag it in. And that offset is going to be negative 12.5. I'm going to click OK. We can now extrude all this information here that we've gathered. So we're going to pick that and the little round circles as well. Okay, and we can drag him up, and we're going to type in here 1.75 and click OK. Alrighty, so let's put a physical material on that as well, an appearance, sorry, and we'll drop this into the tree on that one there. And if we activate this at a parent level, you can see I've got most of my components. Nothing's locked in yet, so I can undo that. Alright, so let's put the pins in now. Okay, so right click at the top and new component, and we'll call these locating pins. And click OK. Righto, so we can turn off our lid for now and create a new sketch. We're going to pick this top face here, C for circle, and we want to find the center of that circle and see it snap to that there. That's what I want. D for dimension, and this pin's going to be 3.5. Remember, it's going to be 3D printed, so depending on your 3D printer, the tolerances that it does, you know, mine's a give or take, so I made mine a little bit smaller. It's going to be super glued in anyway. E for extrude now, and we can extrude this, and what we're going to extrude this is symmetrical, so the distance of the pin will be 2. Okay, so overall the pin will be 4mm, so 2mm top, 2mm on the bottom. I'm going to put a physical appearance on that straight away as well and drop that on the tree. Alright, Okay, so what I can do now, rectangular pattern. Now instead of being a feature, this is actually going to be a body, all right? And I want to pick that body there. So if I pick it here, it should be selected now. Direction, I want that one. And if I just fit that, auto scale it. 2, remember that distance was 101. Okay, and in this direction, it was 2, and it was negative 101. All right, click OK, and there's my pins in situ now. And let's put some joints on this, okay? So assembly, and we're going to go rigid group, and these are going to be rigid group. Click OK. I'm going to turn off my lid now, and now I'm going to put a rigid joint, okay? So the motion will be rigid, and I'm going to turn off my locating pin, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to come around here and zoom in a little bit. I'm going to pick the bottom there. I'm going to come back out, go back to my home view without clicking anything else, turn my lid on, turn my base off. Come around here, I want my locating pins on, and I want to pick this one here. I want it to snap there we go. Control key on the Mac, on a PC I believe, and that's our rigid joint. And if I turn that base back on now, we're all locked in there now. Let's save that. Let's do a sectional analysis and just see how those pins look now. Okay, so inspect section analysis, and I'm going to pick that mid plane there, and what I can do, I can just gently drag out here and check everything. Let's go to a front view here, and you can see that everything looks good from there. Come back in a little bit, and let's take a look at the side view now, and we can see our timber has been encapsulated by the lid and the top, so by the base, so that looks quite good. If I come back up here now and set this back on a 0 where it was and click OK. Okay, now we can turn off our section analysis by clicking on the eye, and at any time you want to modify your section analysis, remember to expand the drop down box, right click, and you can edit it there as well. Okay, so I'll just turn the eye off for now. Alright, okay, save your work. Now you want to 3D print this, so you'll need some Stl files. So it's quite simply, there's your components, what you need. What I love about Fusion, everything's in one file now. I've got 4 components and assembly, everything's together now. Some of the other CAD systems, the old CAD systems, this would have been 5 separate files. Well, sorry, it would have been 5 separate files. Would have been 4 parts and 1 assembly file. Fusion's got everything in one file. So we right click on the base, and we're going to go save as XTL. And set up what you want here, click OK, and drop that into your folder, and then bring it into your 3D slicing software, Cura or whatever you're using, and start printing. So let's head on over to my 3D printer and my little Moose laser engraver, and let's start making this.